All right, Tesla starting the new year in the red after announcing it delivered 1.64 million vehicles in 2025, down 9% from a year earlier. The company losing its crown as the world's top EV seller for the first time to Chinese rival BYD. Joining me now is George Gianarikas, senior analyst at Canaccord Genuity. George, I don't see Tesla getting the crown back anytime soon because, there's a lot of volume coming out of China, right?
Look, Chinese competition has been incredibly robust for years. They do a really good job, not only in their domestic market, but in other markets as well, especially Europe. But when you think about Tesla, it's really about growing other products in the next several years, including the robots and also the CyberCab. If you listen to what Elon Musk said on the last quarterly earnings call, I thought it was super interesting because he said for the first time in a while, he was actually more confident in building capacity for EVs based on what's happening with autonomy. So autonomy, robotics, and to a certain extent, energy storage are the future of the company.
Waymo's way ahead of Tesla in this. So why should investors bet on it?
Well, Tesla has a completely different approach, right? So both obviously want to build robo-taxis. Waymo uses multiple sensor sets, and Tesla famously uses only cameras. Now, as soon as Elon Musk feels comfortable with unsupervised FSD in each successive market, they could just enable the vehicles on the road. So in theory, Tesla could build millions of robo-taxis a quarter if it wanted to, or even every year. So they have the essential intelligence and sensor set on the vehicles already in the road and could produce them en masse, while Waymo has to do it thousands at a time as opposed to Tesla, which could do it very quickly.
I get that, but a few days ago, we just had that headline out of San Francisco with the power outage where the traffic lights went out and all the Waymos stopped. And Waymo, Google, Alphabet, has been doing this for years and years and years. It's relatively politically neutral in the eyes of people. Elon Musk and Tesla are not, as we experienced over the past year especially. Do we really think, and should investors really bet, that Elon Musk, when he is ready, is going to be able to spread robotaxis across the country and the world?
That's what he's been planning for years. So Waymo went for the extremely safe but hard to scale product, and Tesla went for the not as safe but extremely easy to scale product. So as soon as he feels ready, he can launch these in particular markets because the vehicles, like I said, are already on the road. Where his spend really is robust.
He can try, right, George? But if these are really going to be unsupervised Teslas driving around, there's regulatory issues and burdens, but certainly country by country, if not state by state. How easy a time should investors reckon that's going to be?
You bring up a really, really good point. And so part of the bet earlier last year was that the federal government would have federal rules and not do it on a state-by-state basis. We're still waiting to see how robust those federal rules will be. But you bring up a good point. Like, it's going to have to be state by state, city by city. And that's what we've seen so far in Austin and San Francisco, that service area expands at an incremental rate as opposed to happening all at the same time.
And how much money do you model that Tesla can make on an operating basis if it continues to own the vehicles to get this robo-taxi service up and running? It's one thing to sell or lease a vehicle outright. It's another thing to continue to own the vehicle and just take a fee on the usage of it. That, I imagine, requires a lot of a different kind of work.
It's a really, really good question. And the way we think about it is that in the United States, there are 24 billion ride-hailing miles across the country per year. That includes like the Uber and the Lyft miles. So if you assume that Tesla gets to about $1 a mile, which is what we assume by 2030, in the United States alone, they have a 24 billion mile addressable market. We have a little bit less than 5 billion, but then if you extend that to other markets across the world, that balloons significantly. The goal long term, right, is that robo-taxis can disrupt not just ride hailing, but transport at large. But for that to happen, we have to make that dollar move to about 25 cents per mile. And in our opinion, that's going to take a really long time.